Basecamp have a brand new landing page for 2023, and their previous page was one of my favorites of the last couple of years. So, what can we learn, and what do I love about the new Basecamp landing page? Let's find out. Hi, I'm Ollie. I'm the founder of roastmylandingpage.com, and I have roasted over 800 SaaS landing pages. Today, we're going to look at the Basecamp page. And before I get started, I just want to say that I'm not connected to Basecamp and I have no insights on how this page is actually performing. So what we're going to do is look at some of the ideas and explore why they may have been implemented. Outside of that, I am aware that Basecamp do extensive landing page testing, and therefore we can assume that this page has been tested and does perform better than their previous landing page. So what is there to love about this page? Let's have a look. So let's have a look at the landing page hero, which is the first thing you see when you land on the page, the first element, normally up to the call to action or the product run through. And we have the refreshingly simple and remarkably effective project management platform. Managing people and projects under pressure is tough enough. Unfortunately, lots of software makes it worse by overcomplicating things. Basecamp's different. So it seems to me that broadly, Basecamp is moving more into a landing page that focuses on comparing or comparison with with other project management tools. So rather than just trying to convince people who aren't using a tool to start using a tool, it's much more focused on there's lots of players in the market and we are the best player for you. And this is because the project management tool industry, it's pretty mature now. We've got Monday.com, Trello, Jira, and all of those other different tools that people use. And so I think Basecamp's evolved its approach to focus on comparison. You can also see language around what's new and a focus on what's new rather than just introducing the product. So it's an interesting angle to take, and it does make sense. Down here, we have the call to action, which is try Basecamp for free. So we've got the word free in there. And we're also addressing doubts or objections that the visitor might have. So we've got no credit card required and cancel any time. So interestingly, these are inside the call to action. Often we'll see them below the call to action there. The other thing is the call to action is massive. You're not going to miss it there. And it's very high contrast. So that bold green on that pale background, it's just not easily missed. And that's really important for a call to action. That's not the only call to action on the page. In fact, throughout the page, we have this call to action modal or element here. And wherever you are through this page, you're able to click it and sign up for free. Now, it is proven that having a call to action constantly visible does lift conversion. And one typical way to do that is to have it in your heading and lock the heading so that as the visitor scrolls through the page, the call to action is always available. So that's something to consider. So next up, we have a video introducing how Basecamp works and a couple of observations here. So first of all, it's a 3-minute video, which I think is quite long for a landing page. But again, I think Basecamp has realized that most people are in the consideration or comparison stage. They're looking at different solutions. And so something more involved is workable. Not everything is about relaying everything as quickly as possible and getting a free sign up. There's an element of convincing that needs to be done that will drive people not only through sign up, but through to activation and retention. The other thing is the video is actually hosted on YouTube, which means there will be some discovery on the YouTube platform. However, video play rates on landing pages are pretty low. I think people expect them to be 50, 60%. They're more like 10 to 15% on SaaS landing pages. So you want to make sure that critical information is available on the page and not just in the video. Here we have something really, really unique, which is something that I traditionally advise against. It's not so common on landing pages because it's a big wall of text, and that can feel very overwhelming. It can feel unstructured and it can feel messy. Now, Basecamp have access to some of the best copywriters in the world. And so if you're going to have a wall of text, make it graceful, make it flow, build it into a story. And what I'm going to do next is actually point out some of the language that Basecamp have used in this big wall of text and why they've used that language so that it can inspire you if you're going to write something like this. However, this is very unique. It's not commonly seen on SaaS landing pages, and it's definitely worth testing if you're going to go into using this kind of style. So once again, we see that framing of what makes Basecamp special. How is it different? What is unique about it? And here we read, it's dialed in for nearly 2 decades. We've continually refined a unique set of tools. So we're talking about uniqueness and we're talking about longevity and credibility there. And then we talk about perfected and pressure tested by hundreds of thousands of teams on millions of projects. So that's a quantification and it's a type of social proof. And we've got more social proof here because then it says that Shopify CEO says, I've used Basecamp for 1 million projects over the last decade and a half. It's beautiful software that has resisted every wrong trend and stayed true to the things that mattered most. So a great, compelling testimonial from a well-known person with loads of credibility. Further down, we see who uses Basecamp. It's top-notch marketing firms, ad agencies, design shops, software developers. So this is speaking to the various personas or use cases, you could consider them. And this is something that helps visitors think, yeah, it can work for me. I don't need to think, does it? You're telling me directly here. So what I want to say in summary is you can use these long walls of text, but make sure that the writing is intentional and make sure that it is easily read and enjoyable to read, as well as answers or addresses the visitor's pains and what you can achieve with the tool. The Basecamp landing page is really stuffed full of social proof, and here's another example of it. Here we see a kind of wall of social proof or testimonials, and they're extremely concise and they're very much focused on outcomes like fewer meetings, managing chaos, increased accountability. We're not talking about functions or features here, but what they got when they implemented this. So we could see this language as more emotional and more outcome driven. My one suggestion here would be to use images of the person that left that testimonial. Images are proven to increase recall of testimonials. There's some testing, and it basically demonstrated that if you support with a picture of the person, you will get better recall of the testimonial. I also think visually it would feel more authentic if there were pictures there and potentially names and job titles. This, for me, is beautiful, but maybe slightly style over substance. So something to consider if you implement an element like this. So the social proof doesn't stop there because Basecamp has also introduced various awards and accreditations with these review badges here from Capterra, G2, and other places. And this is just a good way to prove the claims that you're making about being a market leader. It's evidence and it's third party social proof. So if you are the recipient of any awards or accreditations, try and include those on your landing page. And down here, I'm pleased to see that Basecamp haven't removed the humor from the page. Here it says, enjoy the rest of your Thursday, and today is Thursday, so that's what they're doing there. I think adding little elements of character or Easter eggs is really great and fun on landing pages, so give it a go if you'd like. Up here it says we're here to help, always humans, never bots. For pre-sales questions, existing customers who need a hand or other inquiries, contact us and we'll get back to you within an hour. So not only are we saying we have great customer service, it's connecting to humans, not bots, but they're proving the policy or the practice they have that underpins that customer service by detailing their 1 hour response rate. So everyone says they've got good customer service on a SaaS landing page, but can you actually back that up with a policy or a practice like Basecamp have? If you can, make sure it's there. It's easy to make claims, it's harder to evidence them on your page. Finally, and to recap, it looks like Basecamp are really focusing on people that are looking to change solution or looking to be more mindful when signing up to a free tool. It isn't just about getting the highest level of acquisition, but driving them all the way through the funnel. And the reason I believe that is because they are actually directing you off into other assets and other resources in this things to check out area. Now, if you really wanted the highest level of acquisition, one theory would be remove every single link from the page apart from the call to action. But I think what Basecamp is saying, there's more to signing up to a tool than just dropping your email. We want you to understand our origin. We want you to really believe that our customers love what we do. We want to show you life before and after. So just consider, where is the visitor? Are they ready to sign up? Do they feel meaningfully convinced? And what other assets and resources can you make available to them? So definitely a unique take on a landing page. That's my review of the new Basecamp landing page. If you like what I do, check me out on roastmylandingpage.com. You can book your own private roast of your page, and that's going to be a 15-minute video review filled with tips and advice for improving your conversion. Or subscribe to my YouTube channel, where you can see regular updates and uploads of leading SaaS pages and my teardowns. It's all constructive, it's all hopefully useful, but I do like to roast. So enjoy them and have an awesome day. Cheers.